to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsWithTheD.com. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
Mike.
go. How are you, pal?
Very well. You?
Good. Is that a new shirt we're wearing today? I don't believe I've seen that before.
I believe one of our fine listeners
Oh,
works
it's
at
the Carhartt.
Carhartt and gave us a bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Looks good. It's a good fit for you. I like that.
It seems like anything I wear anymore is like given to us by listeners.
I know, and that's sad. I'm the same way. I got a closet full of shit. It's like, I guess I'll wear that today. Anyway, ride over was okay. The weather wasn't too bad. It's warming up, but there was a lot of snow this morning.
Sorry you had to experience that, Mike.
Yeah.
I heard you went out this morning.
Oh, I did.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. Remember I was telling you how Beth's car wouldn't start in the
Did you take care of
ice
it?
cold. Yeah.
Did
we
you
had to
jump her?
I did jump her, and then we got a car started. And then
Low-hanging
we had to
fruit.
go
Softball.
drop it off at the corner place or whatever. So it's being worked on now. Whatever's going on with it. It was a bitch though to find the battery in my Escape.
What?
Yeah, like it was like no problem. I got this. I'm a man. I can do this. And it's like I just hook up the red clip thing to the black clip thing, and then do it on her car, and then it'll start. That's how it works. It's like magic.
You couldn't find your battery?
My battery was covered. Okay, and so I finally got the lid off that thing. I hate those plastic covers. And the only thing that's sitting there is a red clip thing, no black one. And then I'm like,
What to do?
fuck. I think the black's just a ground, but I don't know. And so it was
Go
just
to
like,
some metal?
yeah. They're like, yeah, just find some unpainted metal and clip it to that. And I'm like, oh man, I just want to clip it to the black clippy thing.
God.
That's how I know how to do it. But anyway, it was fine. It worked, and we got it jumped. But yeah, coming off a wild night last night. We had football. We
Golden
had
Globes.
the Globes, which were exactly as you would think they would be.
Yeah, I figured they would be.
Yeah, my night got a little entertaining towards the end there. Once I started tweeting.
Yeah, I caught the very end of a tweet war. Somebody connected me to that, and I
Yeah.
didn't go through the whole thing, but
Once
they
again,
were
I'll say
encouraging you to go to bed, things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
they
Mike,
always
just let
do
it go.
that.
Let it go. Just go to bed.
I can't do that sometimes, though. You know
What
what I mean?
happened?
Like,
what happened?
well, do you get mad when I get in Twitter fights, Twitter wars with people, or
I
do you
don't care.
Do you like getting in Twitter wars?
No,
Do you start 'em?
There's no point to them.
Yeah, I know. But if someone calls you out on something, you have no problem going back at them, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did, and I felt it was unwarranted. I felt like I was being attacked, is the problem, and I didn't know what else to do. So, tell me if this is a problem. This tweet. Let's see. Where was it? So my tweet was: can we go back to the good old days when all you Hollywood elites just preached about how evil Donald Trump was? Because watching you all on the Golden Globes pretend to care about women all of a sudden is beyond nauseating. Hashtag they all knew. Hashtag time's up. Hashtag fake bullshit.
They all knew. I like that.
Yeah.
There's zero problem with that tweet other than the fact that it's just one in a pile of, I don't know, 50,000 of the same tweets.
Okay, now you're attacking
No,
my tweets
honestly,
as well.
Mike, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Unless you have something like unique to add to that situation,
So you're taking issue with my tweets.
I sort of am. That one, it's like, okay, you're that side. You're the guy who's looking upon Hollywood and pointing out the hypocrisy. That's
Yeah. And
5 million other people are going to give that same take. So
Well,
why even go there?
I
Mike?
wanted my position to be very, very well known, right? I wanted to plant that out there. I didn't think that was that bad, especially because it's a big thing going on, and it sparked a controversy, and got me into a fight, and I don't know why. I didn't think there was anything like that controversial about what I said, and so a guy comes back and like, you know how you can capture my tweet and then comment on it so that it shares what I said,
Yeah.
with your audience, like that thing. And this
I know
guy's-
you can do that. I don't know how to do that.
Exactly. I'm like, God, I like the way that looks, but I don't fucking know how to do that.
God, these savvy sons of
Copying
bitches.
and pasting, how they doing that? It's amazing.
It's just called reply with quote or something. Like
But whatever.
It's really easy.
I haven't thought that much into it. Okay,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
Well, Mike sounds like he has though. So
No, I just know that people do it, and I'm like, it's just not glaringly obvious how you do that. So anyway, a guy comes back at me and just says, just stopping by to let you know you're still a real piece of shit.
Still,
Yeah. As in, like, I've always been a piece of shit. And I was just like,
Is this just one of our typical trolls set up by that asshole?
I don't know. So he just basically, there's nothing to add. It's just I'm gonna retweet what you said and then call you a piece of shit. Basically saying, you know,
So the gloves are off. You're standing in your kitchen just
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
and I'm maybe a cocktail and a half in. I'm watching the Globes. I'm getting pissed, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you, man. I would never go trolling someone else's page, look for something they said, and then be like, you're a dick face. Okay, well that accomplishes a lot. Take issue with what I said. Don't call me a piece of shit.
Dude, they're in the hashtag.
Yeah.
They saw your statement and they took issue
All right, just
with
defend him. I don't care. It's fine. Defend the shit out of him.
I don't think the guy's trolling through your page is my point. They're in the hashtag.
So anyway, I said something along the lines of, oh, wow.
Does that change anything? That he's not trolling through your shit? That he's just
No.
in the hashtag?
Sure.
You want to move forward.
Well, there's a lot of them here. It went pretty deep. And I don't want to call him out because he ended up taking a knee at the end. Like, it got kind of ugly.
You brought him to his
Yeah.
knees. Good job.
And so I was like, hey, thanks, man. Your tweet proves you care about women more than everyone. Some of us didn't need Hollywood showing their true colors this past year to do so, to treat women with respect. I would read his, but they've all been deleted. Yeah. And so this individual is a PR guy. And so he
PR guy telling you you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
From his, like, PR account.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so he said something about my industry, and I was like, I'll let you know next time I need someone to promote what I do. If my industry is, he was like, yeah, good luck in your dying industry, piece of shit. And I was like, yeah, I'll let you know next time we need something to promote what we do. If my industry is dying, what does it say for a guy who promotes that industry for a living? Yikes. And
Well,
so
you're at Walters Radio on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So he's looking at you going, loser in radio.
And so he says something along the lines. I wish I had it because it was pretty good. He said something along the lines of like, yeah, I do a lot of work for charity, blah blah blah, and he's a good person and I'm not, and so I called him a hero. I was like, what a hero you are. For the record, he says, when I said something about I'll let you promote our blah blah blah, he's like, I have no interest in promoting you and your misogynistic, mouth-breathing audience of losers or something like that. So I was like, yeah, good on you. What a hero you are. For the record, me and my misogynistic, mouth-breathing audience raised $60,000 for homeless in Southeast Michigan this year out of a basement studio. Maybe you could promote that for us next year. Dick! You like that one?
Of course, you didn't mention that we wanted all those funds to go to only men who are homeless. not
Exactly.
women.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying. But still, men are hungry and homeless. And so this was the killer. He comes back with like, oh, that's cute. Kind of like 60 grand is like, whatever.
Yeah.
My big people will raise that in a week for blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, 3 guys in a basement gave to, this blah, blah, blah. And not impressive to you, but pretty good for the thousands of families it fed this winter. Please fuck off now, sir.
Did you mention that he's retarded? So it's really like 2 of us plus a retard.
No. I didn't
have to go there.
I
You had
didn't.
that in your back pocket.
So anyway, this goes on and on and on, and he's attacking me, and I'm so at some point I'm getting frustrated. Now I said something like, "I didn't know you existed until 20 minutes ago. Your point wasn't to encourage me to keep raising money." So now our listeners start getting wind of what's going on. This is like midnight, and so our listeners start jumping into the mix, and all of a sudden this isn't just between me and PR guy.
Mm-hmm. Our
Our listeners start playing along, and he's now called them misogynistic, mouth-breathing losers, and so. I at some point, I said, something like, I didn't know you existed till 20 minutes ago, but I want you to be really careful about what you say next, sir, because these fucking psychos, you don't want to get their wrath. And he says something like, oh, now I see your listeners have figured out who the charities are I work for and are attacking them.
Oh, no. You guys.
And so then it was like, it's at midnight, dude.
Oh, man.
I'm not naming him because he turned out to be fine. He was fine. I don't want people attacking him. Whatever. It was just a little spat on Twitter. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Call off the dogs.
Little overreaction.
Yeah.
By him.
So he's like, all I was trying to do was say, that like, good on people for raising money for charity and stuff. And
Yeah, you were.
No,
Yeah, you were.
No, you're fans are attacking blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't know you existed till 20 minutes ago. Your point was not to encourage me to keep raising money. Your point was to call me a piece of shit after I questioned Hollywood's sincerity in respecting women. And if my audience attacked your clients, that's on you. And so then it's like, Eric's tweeting, as a public relations expert, he's tweeting at their charity things. I wouldn't work with this guy, like all that shit. And so this guy realizes, oh, shit.
What a fool, man. He's doing this
Yeah.
from a professional account.
Yes. So basically, I'm like, you don't know me, you don't know the show, and you don't know the audience. When you attack those you don't know, you might face their wrath, and my listeners can be ruthless assholes. And so he says, oh, denigrating your audience now, because I called them ruthless assholes. Gladly, I responded. My listeners are monsters. Straight up, no bullshit taking assholes. Did I offend you when I denigrated them by calling them monsters and assholes? Here's some more. They're ruthless, unrelenting, unapologetic dickheads. Don't try them, sir. And then
Well put, Mike.
and then he's like, all right, I'm going to take the high road. I apologize for not liking one of your tweets. And I was like, apology accepted, although I wasn't looking for you to like my tweet. Simply not calling me a piece of shit would have been enough. Good luck on your charity endeavors. I wish you success. Good night, blah, blah, blah. And
Douche.
from then, dude, it was just like the listeners were they were going quickly down a road that he did not want it going down very quickly.
So he's delete.
I actually felt bad because it was like, you know what? Look,
No, man, he jumped all over you.
he did.
He deserved.
He did, and I kind of trolled his Twitter timeline. It was like it's one of those where, like, you'll never see me grab someone else's tweet and then make a snarky or shitty comment about it. Like, I'll tweet what I have to say, and then where it goes, it goes. But that's kind of what this is a lot of retweets with a comment. Retweet. So it's like no original shit. It's just like,
yeah.
I'm just here to let you know that I'm better than you, you piece of shit.
Gotcha.
Okay, thanks. That was real helpful. Like, what was the point? I didn't even say anything bad on there, I didn't think. And so, but yeah, I do not want people, to go after this guy's clients or whatever. It just doesn't, it didn't mean that much to me. I just thought it was funny, but it was funny to see the backpedaling and,
Sure.
and then the listeners were kind of pushing the envelope, like, I don't know, man. I really like donating to that charity, and no, I'm not so sure. And
So foolish.
yeah.
Hey, you have an
funny, though.
annual physical to make sure you're healthy. No, you don't. Let's assume you do. Let's assume you have it.
I had an annual one between 1st and 7th grade, I think.
And then it abruptly stopped.
Yeah.
What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit? Mark, you know what? This whole read, this just reminds me of like a guy grabbing my balls and wanting to stick
the
a
gay
finger.
guy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like this. I don't
Yeah.
like this read. It gives me the willies.
Yeah.
Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Merck the Cookie Man.
Ah, yes. Oh, there was Mrs. Fields, too. Great individual. Just
Yeah, I heard.
fantastic.
I heard they're
chocolate
great.
with chocolate chips. They had the white ones and all the sugar. Just fantastic. You should get some
How
of those
many
for
did they
next year.
eat? My boys ate the whole box. How?
Dude, it was
like
a box.
30
I
30?
swear to God, it was a foot long by 4 inches
So it was like
wide.
if you-
yeah,
yeah,
if
you
you
take-
if you
I
take
don't know.
12 inches, that's
Maybe
about
half of that. and-
and it was probably 2 deep with 3 crackers per wrapper. So 3, 6, 9, 12. What's 12 plus 3? 15. Plus 3 is 18.
Yes.
If we just so we just 36 maybe.
God
Maybe
damn them.
36. Now they were not full size cookies like you see Cookie Monster eating. They were smaller.
Yeah.
But
Still, 36 cookies.
There should have been plenty that the boys could have saved you a couple at least.
Okay.
Of the
Good to know.
gross ones, you know what I mean? There's always those gross ones in those packages. Dude, is it a problem that I get bothered, that I get so worked up watching these award shows or I know how you feel about the politics, because I don't know, like I get so in the moment, I get so mad, and then in the morning it's like, what am I getting mad about? Like what? But I can't help it almost, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
So-
it's hypocrisy that is. What's more infuriating than hypocrisy, honestly?
Yeah.
And to see these assholes and you just want to punch them and they have no idea.
Yeah. It's that. Plus, it's like, why doesn't the overall media landscape call that hypocrisy out? Instead, they just praise it. Like, it is so hilarious and ironic to me to see these stories about empowering women.
Because the media is in bed with that side.
No, I know they are, but it's just disgusting. I'm reading these stories this morning. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you, Jay. I'm reading these stories, and it's like the empowerment of women and Oprah for president. And like halfway down the story, there'd be an advertisement, right? And the ad is, would you like to dress like so-and-so did at the Globes last night? And there's a picture of some slut in a skimpy dress. And here, ladies, you can get it here for $150, you know? And it's like...
Yeah, we're not marginalizing women, are we?
No.
That's over.
Not at
Ended
all.
last night.
Nothing but...
Time's up.
Mad respect. All about respect and love. And seeing these people bring themselves to tears and fall all over each other, it's just... It's nauseating, and I know I'd be better off just to turn it off and not watch it, but I kind of like bitching about it and venting about it. I don't know. But you didn't see it, did you? You're probably smart to not even watch it. But.
Because I know what my reaction will be. I know I've been around long enough to know where they're going with it, and I just don't want to see it.
Yeah. I was trying to put my finger on exactly what it is, whether it's hashtag Oscar so white or... Me too, hashtag me too, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, there was an air of uncomfortableness in the room if you were a white guy. Like even the host, Seth Meyers, like, yeah, couldn't find a woman, so I'm here. But let me just say really quick, as a white male in Hollywood, I've got no power. So like he had to be embarrassed of the fact that he's a white guy. White guys are being shamed all across the night, and it's like, when you're talking about like horrible stories of American history and stuff, it's like it's almost like, well, white people. I look at a white guy and I just go, oh, what you did to my family. The boats brought us over here, stole us from our land and brought us here, and you did this and blah blah. And it's like, hold on for a second. Do you think I don't find that fucking atrocious too? Like, what are you saying? Like I approved of that behavior? Like I think it's as awful as you do. Like I'm not just some rotten devil standing here making my way through life, excusing everything that society did for hundreds of years that was wrong. Mm-hmm. I feel just as awful about it as you do. I don't know what to say. What am I supposed to say to that?
Say that on Twitter, Mike.
Yeah. People go, well, you fucking racist. You don't get it. This is exactly why you don't get it. Oprah Winfrey led the charge. She won the, the Cecil B. DeMille.
Oh, I thought she won the 2020 election.
She did. Last night she did. It was her first week. How do you feel about Oprah? Do you like Oprah?
I don't hate her as much as you do.
I don't hate Oprah.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you despised Oprah.
I was actually going to go on a little bit of a rant praising Oprah today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, she's... her show got really, really annoying, the whole,
Yeah.
She got too big for really what she was. She's friggin' talk show host, and she was looked at as a god. So she got annoying with respect to just growing too big too quick.
Yeah.
But she's not the worst of them.
Well, no. I actually have a lot more respect for Oprah than I did. Like it was so easy to pick on her for every year she's gonna yo-yo with the weight and then come in like, look at me, skinny Oprah for a week and throw that in your face. But I find her as an interviewer to be respectable. She's not gonna let you just fucking run on her, which I respect. She doesn't give a shit how big of a celebrity you are. She will ask you the tough questions, which I like. I think early in her career, she was no different than the Geraldo Rivera's or the Morton Downey Jr. She was doing one of those shows.
Really?
Yeah, she was. And then she got out of that and she wanted to do more positive shit, whatever. But she was a respected, interviewer. And I think it's hard because anytime you build an empire worth $1 billion, she really, really worked hard, I think, to try to keep relating to the little guy. But it's just, I think that's impossible. I think it's just a thing you can't do anymore. You can't relate to those people anymore. And, so everyone was expecting this great moment for her, and she did it. She's a good public speaker. She writes good copy, and she wrote a speech and accepted this award and, told this story and about empowering women and, people are crying in the audience and blah, blah, blah. And then of course, within minutes, it's like, this is our president. This is our president. And I'm like, the fuck are you people talking about?
Can you blame people, though? I mean, look at the current circumstance. President Trump, dude. Can you blame the other side for looking and going, why not her?
I would lose respect for Oprah if she ran for president. And here's why. I think you can get way more done if you're out of that world. I think you can accomplish way more for society than if you're in that Washington juggernaut. And the other reason I say that is Oprah spent as long as I can remember going, oh, there is no fucking way, because people have been saying Oprah for president for 20 years, and she has always said, I have less than no interest. I'm not interested in policy. I don't know that stuff. I have no interest in it. And so not like Stedman yesterday was like, well, if the people want her to, maybe she will.
Still with Stedman?
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's weird. There's
Or
Gail
Stedman's
and
still
Stedman.
her beard, at least.
I don't know what. There's something there, dude. I don't know what it is. It's been a joke forever, but seeing Gail and Stedman there, she's plugging both of them, and it's like, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah.
Big old three-way. I don't know.
Stedman's riding that. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the greatest gig in the world. So, but yeah, I just.
Well, hasn't the job description changed since she was last asked, probably?
Of president, you mean because of Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't think that it's supposed to forever be like that, right? Like it does have
It's just supposed to be a 4-year thing.
Now it's like, well, cool. Who's the next
Try
cool
this.
guy to put up in the spot? You know, maybe Oprah would be a good president. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. So it was a night that if you watched it, I don't have a whole lot of audio, but the one thing that jumped out at me the whole time was like, women are the shit. Women are the only thing that matter. I am woman, hear me roar. Like over and over. It was like, oh, I can't believe I won this award. I just want to say, thank you to Hollywood Foreign Press. Thank you to my wife. And if I could, I'd like to take a moment. Just could we give a round of applause for the female cast that worked on my crew? And it's like, really, dude? We need to time out to thank the women on your crew. Like, it's almost what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like well, look at the retarded boy. Look how well the retarded boy.
It's not genuine, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel genuine. You know, Natalie Portman and Ron Howard are up there, and they're doing the best director. You know, here are the nominees for best director, and she's got to say, here are all the male only nominees for best director. And Ron's like, oh shit, no, you didn't. And so, in other words, you know,
it's obviously just a theme of this year, right? And you know,
I still wanted to see her tits, though. Is that bad?
Portman's,
yeah, because she had like this low cut thing on, and it was like, wow, yeah, just pull one of them aside. I don't know. Yeah, there was that. Blah blah blah. Oprah's going to be our next president. I didn't take a whole lot of notes. Like I said, I got into a vicious Twitter war, and that happened. And then the other thing that happens, you know, you got all these people wearing their black. On the red carpet, and I'm like, well, that'll solve everything. That'll fix the problem. You had men wearing black on black on black to show that they also support the women, which was nice. But then there's all kinds of shots being thrown at people. It's like, oh, James Franco wins something, and remember Ali Sheedy?
Sure.
She what was
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, yeah. She sent some like tweet out after he won for something, and it was like, oh yeah, I see Christian Slater sitting next to James Franco. Hashtag me too.
Oh no.
And it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Like they jerked off in your face, they raped you? What are you saying? Like you just throw this out. And then she said something else before deleting all these tweets, like looking at James Franco. If you want to know the reason I left Hollywood, that's all you need to know, or something like that. It's like, okay, a little more information, please. But seeing these women with these
Franco would be interested in Sheedy.
Holly, she's like 55.
I know. Not even a good 55 either.
No, she wasn't a good 18.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. But the other thing, I was like, well, what are people pissed at Franco for? And they are, because some of the tweets were alluding to, remember the 17-year-old? And I'm like, no, I don't remember the 17-year-old. Apparently there was a 17-year-old tourist on vacation with her family or something, and went to one of his plays in New York. And he somehow exchanged numbers with her, and then was like texting with her, like, yeah, should I get a hotel room tonight?
What's the legal age in New York?
17.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, did
Sitting
he
on this chick.
then rape her or something? Like, you have a problem with his morals, maybe, or you think he's a creep because he'd hit on a 17-year-old when he's 30, whatever. Okay, I guess, but like, it sounds like they didn't even meet up. So
Yeah.
what is? So I need a little more than that. I mean, okay, he's kind of got bad judgment. I don't know. Whatever. But then Catherine Zeta-Jones came out with
Right.
Kirk Douglas.
Her father-in-law, right?
But you see this, she's wearing all
Oh,
black.
no, that's Kirk. That's her husband. I was thinking that was, what's his name? Yeah.
That's not Kirk, her husband. That's not her husband.
Wait.
Michael's her husband. That's Michael's dad.
Right, okay. This
Yeah.
is her father-in-law.
Father-in-law, yeah. But see what she's wearing, lacy black, cut up to her vagine and butt, and cut low so half her titties are hanging out. And it's like, respect for women. All respect for women. It's like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. You wore all black, but you're like sexing it all up to still show your goods off. We're kind of missing the point. But this is another one of those, and I'm going to sound like a dick here, Jay, I'll be honest with you. I'm really tired of seeing, like, wheeling that guy out on stage.
Dude, I could have swore this guy was dead 3 years ago.
No, well, I mean, he might have been. But they still wheeled him on stage. I guess he's 101 now. And,
Fuck, man.
like,
Yeah.
you know, if
What did he do? Spartacus?
Yes.
And then what?
Dude, that's a good question. He did his popular films. I mean, huge box office for him. Champion, 1949. Who could forget? I mean, you probably learned about that in your college course.
Yeah. History of film and documentary. No mention of it.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in 1954.
Okay, definitely know the Jules Verne tome as well as the story, but I don't recognize him as in any sort of movie related there too.
Gunfight at the OK Corral.
Okay.
I've heard that sentence. I've never seen that
That's a
or read
big one.
that.
That's a
Yeah.
big one.
Spartacus in 1960. Lonely Are the Brave in 1962. And then Tough Guys in 1986. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
time
idea.
to let that ship sail.
So I don't know. They're coming out to present like best screenplay or some shit. It's like they wheel him out. It's like if you want to pin a medal on him or something, like, yeah, he's still 101 and still alive. It's great, you know. But the last thing we need to do is throw a microphone in their face
God
because
damn.
then we all have to pretend like this is amazing. This is. It's like, yeah, 101-year-old sounds like shit when they talk. Sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. Go ahead, E. See if you can make any of this out.
Stroke ridden, right?
Catherine Zeta-Jones and movie legend, Douglas.
You're right. That's a very respectful dress, Mike.
Yeah. See your ass cheeks hanging out. I love that. Standing ovation in the room. Look at those earlobes. God damn it.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
I know.
Glad you pointed those out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this funny game they play, right?
Yeah.
Oh, legendary.
Look at that respectful dress. Can't
is
get over
great.
it.
Hey, everybody. You know Kirk Douglas. He's a legend. Now, best screenplay, whatever. Yes.
Dude, he looks awful.
Nah,
Absolutely awful.
You can't say that, though. Can't say that.
Thank you. What do you say?
What was that?
Yeah.
Thank you. In
didn't catch that.
1991, my
growled,
father-in-law,
I
this living Hollywood legend, Kirk, was recognized by the
Oh,
Royal Guild
God.
for his role in ending the
Kirk,
Hollywood
you still with us?
Oh,
Where are you
Kirk.
right now, Kirk?
Hold on. Kirk's going to speak and fix all this.
He not only hired blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo to write the epic Spartacus,
Dalton
but
Trumbo.
Trumbo
He did
received
good
his
things
proper
years ago.
Screen credit for his work.
Here we go. All right, here you go, Jay. Your turn. Kirk, you're up. Line.
Catherine,
Yes, sir.
What?
you said it all. I was in the speech.
He almost fell out of his seat.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say it.
Hold on, the legend's talking. E. Quiet down.
I can never
Right.
follow you.
Great point.
He made a joke. Everybody laughed.
I think.
With you because I have a
What?
bet on the show. So let's, why do we have?
Why don't we?
Yeah,
say
let's- yeah,
that
what he
here
said.
are the nominations.
Yes.
Yeah, way to go, Catherine. Way to go,
Yes.
Zeta Jones. Shit.
What was the
Yeah, why are we all
transcript?
playing this game, you know?
Dude, I know it's a weird thing because I told E to pull up the the Dick Clark too because I could watch that forever too, but I don't know what that why do we feel the need to do that, like, because it seems like a cheap applause grab or a cheap standing ovation grab, you know.
There you
like,
go. It's programmed by the producers. They're like, all right, here we go. The Kirk Douglas thing. This is going to, bring down the house, and we've got a 5-minute little spiel there. Boom. Okay, what's next? You know, it's just ticking down the list.
Jay, say you're a huge superstar, and your mom previously was a huge superstar in Hollywood, and they're going to give her, they're going to, hey, why don't you show up with your mom? You'd be like, yeah, I could probably wheel her out there. But when they're like, we're going to mic her up.
In this scenario, am I like Doug Michaelis, where I'm sick due to too much vagina eating?
It's too much vagine eating that gave you whatever that cancer was, that got Ricky Rocket, got a few guys.
That's right. It took Rocket
Ali
down.
Prudhomme. Remember Ali Prudhomme? Didn't he have that cancer too from eating too much box? Although I don't think he claimed that was the thing. But wouldn't if like your mom was in that condition where I've been around this for a year. I can kind of pick up what she's putting down, but nobody else will. Jay, we need you to wheel her out here. We're going to mic her, and we're going to let her mumble for people. Wouldn't you just be like, hey, guys, no.
Yeah, I'm going to give the TO sign.
Yeah, sorry. No. She's 101.
Wouldn't be good for him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good for anybody.
And he doesn't need the fake standing ovation like, wow, what no one in this room was alive when Spartacus was made.
Or maybe they know that son of a bitch is such an egomaniac. He loved every second of that.
Yeah.
And they wanted to give him that.
Maybe. I can't, and we've talked about this before, but I cannot figure out for the life of me, like Lee Corso, what makes him after a stroke need to get back on that thing and where they're patronizing him. It looks like people patronizing him. Oh yeah, good call. You're right, coach. You're like, dude, he just sounds like
Dick Clark.
A 2-year-old. Dick Clark. Look at Dick Clark from, what do you got, 2009 there, was it, that it started,
Well, I have 2010.
Okay, 2010 maybe.
And they let him do the final 10?
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
Yeah. I'll bring him in and give him the last minute.
People are leaving here now, but don't you go anywhere. We have a lot more for you. And I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you have a healthy and a happy new year.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart. Now,
You kind of bummed me out, though, Dick.
I want to say the moment I've been waiting for. Get to the escalator. Come here.
What?
You had the guts to tell me after you ran from the platform out here that you're sweating.
We have a towel. It's warm out there. Anybody have a towel?
Wait a minute. I've been out there with snow, sleet, rain, blizzards,
Yeah, laugh along,
freezing
Ryan.
my
Hilarious.
bones.
Well, in this
You had the
instance,
guts to say you're sweating.
Sorry, not my fault. Happy New Year. Great job.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Dick
I think
Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, legend Dick
Well, we
Clark.
are inside.
I
and
think
it's
they
even
bring
warmer
his
in here.
wife out too, and they do their annual kiss at the end of it. And one of them, it's like they leave the camera, they pan out. They're like, "This is gross. Nobody wants to see these two skeletons make out on live TV." But they left the mics on. And you just hear this like. You got the next one. It might be on the next one.
but Dick, though, he had ownership in that production, right? So he's probably ultimately calling the shot. Like,
Right.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, I guess I don't. And whatever.
He
It's-
had his faculties is the difference. It was his speech issue, right?
Yeah.
With Dick?
Yes.
At least at that point. I know by
Yes.
the end he didn't, but when you're talking about, Kirk Douglas,
Yeah.
he doesn't have faculties.
Right. That's more on Catherine and Michael sending him out there. I guess for me, it's like you see these people forge this amazing career. It's an amazing career.
It's not, though. We just went over his career. Spartacus.
Not him. I mean, like Dick Clark, for instance, or Casey Kasem, whatever. Dick Clark. It's like, dude, you look like you never aged for 80 years. You were America's teenager. You're doing bandstand and fucking whatever. And you're doing these dance shows and the countdown and radio. Dick Clark Productions, it's massive. You're the countdown guy at the end of the year, and you've done this shit for 90 years. And then you have a stroke. It's like
He's not ready to hang it up.
why would you not? You've made all the money. Money is irrelevant. So what is it that makes you go, you know what? Because I would think, if I had my faculties, I would think, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to pass the reins to a young guy that is going to take care of this franchise and take care of my family for decades to come.
I think the variable at the
but
center.
I'm not going to embarrass my
the
career.
variable at the center of a lot of the stories we talk about is ego.
Yeah.
And we can't crawl into that dude's head and understand it. And it's an ego that the three of us don't understand.
Yeah.
So it's really, really foreign, these feelings that people like that have. But I think that explains a ton of it, man.
Yeah. Well, I think it's rude on their part because here's the thing. it makes me, a cynical asshole, feel bad for making fun of what you've presented. You presented yourself in this light, not me. And now I'm in a tough position of being like, this is kind of hilarious. I know I'm not supposed to laugh
Does
at this,
ego care
but
about the feelings of others?
I don't know.
No, he's thinking, and probably this is going to play into his ego because people are going to feel bad for him, and they should, because I've been through a lot. Yeah. And I'm Dick Clark.
Well, here's what I would say to that. If people are like, well, you're a dick making fun of blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, if he has a stroke and then wants to do the colossal Oprah Winfrey interview, I think that's respectable. And I think you'd be a dick to make fun of him as he's struggling to tell his story. And this is what I went through. This is I feel. My mind is strong. I know I sound different. Blah, blah, blah. And you do that. But when it's like this, hey, I'm just going to go out there and go 10, 9, yuck it up with Ryan for 30 seconds. It's like your ego's in the way. What are you doing out there?
That's what I just said, man.
Yeah, I know. I was just reiterating
Okay.
it. It was a great point by you.
Thanks.
Can we have one more Dick Clark? Do you care to?
Sure, if you, yeah.
I mean, I just
haven't had enough dick, have you, Mike?
Dick Clark to take over and count us down. Dick.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, the moment we've all been waiting for.
They gave it to him too early.
Coming right up.
They gave him
You're
50
gonna
seconds.
hear a roar of the crowd, and believe me, you will never, ever forget it. Are you ready? Count it down.
You got 30 seconds to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
here we
never
go.
forget this, Dick.
24, 23.
See the same thing every year. We'll never forget it.
19,
Who starts counting at 26?
17,
I'm just counting.
14, 13, 12,
Yep.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
You got it. 4 more to go.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
See, it's all there. It's all there. He's got it.
Now everyone's going to kiss. Does he bring his wife out? He's trying to wet his mouth. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Can you see fast forward if you can see if he brings his wife out or something? I swear he does.
Ah, there she
you go.
is.
Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. I know I kill you with this stuff, Jay. It's just, it's
Hey,
too much. It's
New
too
Year's
much.
here. Zott Ford wants to kick it off with a bang. For this week only, take $1,000 off every single pre-owned car, truck, or SUV in stock. Simply go to dealsinthed.com, find the pre-owned vehicle you love, subtract $1,000 from the price. It's that easy. Final step, drive your TDC listening ass to Zott Ford and Holly and take delivery of your sweet new whip.
God, I got to say, dude, James Toback is putting up some impressive numbers.
James Toback, remind me.
Director, sexual assault guy.
Ah.
He's harassing women. LAPD came out this week, and one of the district attorneys, they're looking into the investigation. It's one of these where it's been over 40 years, so statute of limitations has run its course on a lot of them. He's claiming 395 women have come forward
and claimed rape
and
some sort of assault.
Yeah, he was the one that was like, he's in L.A., he's in New York, and everywhere he goes, every time he sees a hot chick, he's like, I want to put you in my movie. Gives him a card because he's got that kind of power. And then quickly it gets into like really overt sexual stuff. He's denying all allegations. I mean, this is just a witch hunt by 395 random women around the globe who don't know each other. They've all decided, yep, Toback's the one we're going after. Yep.
Look at that guy's head and face.
Yeah, it's not, I mean...
It's like long? I don't know how to, like...
Sort of peanut-like.
Does he kind of have a...
Kidney,
he looks like...
Kidney-shaped.
It is kidney-shaped. He looks like Lyle Alzado before cancer and steroids.
I forgot about
took him
Alzado,
down.
Honestly.
Remember Lyle Alzado?
Oh, dude, he was like in the news every day.
Yeah, for the steroid stuff, you mean? Yeah. I mean, he was a great raider. But then we got this new Lyle Alzado. Remember, I think he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated or something with that Bret Michaels bandana on.
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
He looks like a mix, like somewhere in between those two Alzados. Except he didn't have the impressive career. Do you have a picture of Alzado there anywhere?
Shit. No, sorry. I was
Why
looking
would you? No, let's just find more pictures of...
It's funny to me. I don't know.
Who was that?
It's the same guy.
Toback or whatever. Ryback. What is his name?
Yeah, James Toback. Yeah. Anyway. Did you guys watch the end of that football game, or were you guys still here last night when the game ended?
Yeah, New Orleans, Carolina.
Yeah. New Orleans won. Did you see the people are really pissed off at Carolina this morning because did you see the hit that Cam took towards the end of that game? One of those where, he's really good at eluding a rush and, spun out of this guy's hold. And as soon as he turned around, he got hit by a 390-pound lineman, just boom, crushed him. And you just don't see Cam is such a big, strong dude. You don't see him go down like that. But, this put Carolina down a touchdown in a really tough spot because Cam kind of is laying there for a while, and then he
not
gets
a good
up.
time for the concussion protocol, is it?
Yeah, that concussion protocol is fine in the first quarter of week 3. In the postseason, with 6 minutes to go, down by a touchdown.
Got your bell rung a little bit, did you, Cam?
Yeah, no problem. Shake that up. Is this the hit?
God, he's an impressive athlete, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Oh, I got this. Yep.
Oh,
have a seat, son.
Yeah.
He ran into a headache.
Panthers reached down to
Yeah,
hold on, let it go. They're going to replay it. Get a closer look. You can see how fucking big this dude is that hits him.
That's your internet, dude. Don't even get.
Looking at 3rd and 17.
See, so then he ends up finally getting himself together and walks off the field, and he gets close to the sideline, and he's got to take a knee. He's got to go down. And so the rule is that if you do that, if a player at any point see, there he is. And it's go to commercial. And so if a player at any point looks wobbly or goes down or anything, protocol immediately kicks in. This is not up for discussion. They have to go to the locker room. It's not even go to the sideline and have a guy flash a light in your eyes. It's you have to go to the locker room and go through their protocol thing, and that takes quite a bit of time. And I don't have a lot of time. There's only 6 minutes left.
We're down by 6.
We got a piece of shit on the bench. He's throwing picks left and right. We can't put him in. And so
who is their backup?
Was it Anderson? I want to say Derek Anderson or something, maybe. I don't know.
Nobody of note.
So anyway, he's got to come in for one play because if they stop play for whatever, you've got to go out for play. So he goes out for a play. It's 3rd and 10. It goes nowhere. Punt, and it's they got their timeouts. And so New Orleans has they're just trying to run clock, burn your timeouts. And so 3 minutes come off the clock, and one play he's been out. It's all right, Cam, about 3 minutes left in the game, no timeouts, down by 6. Go get him, kiddo. And they send him back out there. And, it fell short. He didn't get good. But people are can we either stop pretending like you give a shit about these athletes and their health or some serious.
Have you heard anything in the aftermath in terms of today, whether he really is concussed?
I don't know that that's even matters. I think...
were they able to determine anything in the protocol? They
were able to determine that there's 4 minutes left in this playoff game.
Well, what is the protocol? Explain to me, because I don't understand.
I don't know that anybody really knows what.
Well,
the
then how do you know
is.
he wasn't sent back under cool circumstances then?
Because he never went back to the locker room, and that's part of the protocol. Is mandatory.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear where the protocol failed.
Yeah. You're supposed to be sent back to the locker room.
What, to a dark room, right, or something, where you're supposed to be no lights around you?
Haven't I seen tents on the sideline?
Yes,
guys go into a tent. That's an alternative.
I think there is a difference when they're dealing with if a guy's injured, they'll put him in that tent, and if they determine in there that it's not just his knee, he also got smacked in the head, they'll take him back to the locker. But if a quarterback gets his bell rung and everyone can see he looks a little odd, and then he takes a knee, he's to the locker room. He doesn't go to the tent. He goes to the locker room for whatever they do there. And I don't know what that is because those players want to get back on the field and the coaches want them back on the field. But this is why people have been saying, you have to have a fully independent medical staff that has no connection to the NFL, no connection to the team, and doesn't give a shit that there's 6 minutes left in a playoff game. I'm looking out for this player's health and safety.
And moreover, you have to have somebody who can override Cam, who's probably going, fuck you, I'm going back in there.
Yeah.
I'm going back in there. I'm fine. I'm going back in there.
Totally.
That was probably the circumstance. The coach is probably looking at the doctors like, dude, he wants to go back in. He's fine. Let's go.
Yeah. Are you really going to be the one that ruins our season? He's fine. Right. Listen to him. He's fine. That puts
Sport's fucked,
all those guys in. I know it is. And people are writing articles I know the NFL wants to pretend like they care, and they do care once they think you care that they don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they care about the long-term viability of their quarterback, so they've shown that for a long time. I understand they also want big hits, and they want people oohing and ahhing at that.
Yeah, I love those big hits like that when they knock a guy to the ground, almost kill him. No, I just mean that as long like their end game is different than a lot of other people's. I firmly believe that, and maybe that changes somewhere along the line. But I think when these guys spend 12 months a year, like with one goal, win at all costs, no matter what, like that's just what that animal is. It's a vicious game, and the coach the coach knows. I'd rather have half a brained Cam Newton out there than fucking Derek Anderson. Dude, give him smelling salts and get his ass on the field. You know, his livelihood and everyone else on the team's livelihood is banking on this guy. And so you can understand where that comes in. And, you know, the NFL showed their hand years ago when they were off-putting to anybody that brought CTE. When that doctor first, it took him a long time to be taken seriously by the NFL. Abuse of women. You know, guys are beating the shit out of their women. Well, you know, it's two sides to every story. You know, she's kind of asking for it. You know, they were willing to look past a lot of bullshit to keep a guy on the field. He's got drug problems. He's gotten his 4th DUI in the offseason. Whatever, get him on the field. And now they're coming to terms with that. And I mean, I don't know, man. It's all, to me, that's always going to be a problem.
Yeah, there needs to be a huge culture shift, and the point you made a moment ago is the right one. You need like a third party who's going to step in, because the third party needs to protect the ultimate product, which everybody would agree. If everybody's protecting people's heads, the product is better than if you're taking chances with people's heads. Yeah. And this is shown to be a real fucking problem, and when you're investing so much in these guys, and there's so much invested throughout the league. Yeah. It's, you got to do something, but I just don't know what an answer is other than you got to eliminate a lot of the hits, and the game significantly changes when you do that.
I'm starting to believe that, Jay, that this game is going to have to, like, it might take drastic changes to what we think of.
Flag.
No. Something, though, drastic.
A couple flags on a belt, Mike. It can be done. It's been done, Mike. You've heard of flag football.
I have. I've played it. It's fun, but it's not what people are going to want to watch. And it's kind of like when I look at. Are you
sure?
Yeah. There's certain subjects in society that I look at and I go, yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Guns. It's just like, yeah, okay, I'm all ears for your perfect solution. Let me know when you got it. I'll be waiting 100 years.
350 million guns out there.
You don't have one. So there's that problem. So stop talking about it. There's no fix. The other one is Hollywood. Power structures. Like, there's always going to be a powerful-ass motherfucker that loves getting blowjobs, and there's always going to be some young starlet that's willing to do anything to get started, to get a role. And if she's not, the 100 bitches behind her are. So I don't know how you close that. I don't, they're going to do something. I mean, I guess wearing black dresses is probably a great first step.
I mean, God, didn't you see the black dresses, Mike? They were wearing those black dresses.
Well, it's funny because you look at Washington, D.C., you look at New York, and you look at L.A., and it's like those are the three where the balance is so far out of whack as far as power and who needs help from that powerful person. Maybe the answer is only have women in power positions.
There you go.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we have women play football.
I've seen that. Lingerie.
Oh, yeah. When they're on those panties, those thongs with their ass cheeks hanging out and their titties hanging out. I love that, too. It's hot. We don't want to... Can't say that anymore. No. Sexist.
So where does that go, then? The league fines Carolina, or what?
That's what some people are saying. Like, hey, if you really want to say you're taking this seriously, a fine is dumb to me. I mean, when you're talking about $1 billion enterprise, like, ooh, they fined him $100,000. Player fines, dumb. You want to make impact, you do draft picks or you take people off the field. That's what you do. You suspend a guy for 4 games. That hurts him. Or you pull draft picks. That hurts the team and makes them go, oh, shit. We don't want to lose a first rounder for next year again, like we did last year, for letting Cam go back on the field. But I know they don't want to do that. You see, we got a referee bailing, too.
I saw that, yes.
What do you think? Do you think that he was going to go?
I don't know.
Well,
the circumstances.
Jeff Triplett. You're familiar with Jeff Triplett. Some of you may know Jeff. He's an older guy. He's the one, remember the guy that threw the flag and hit that Browns player, ironically named Brown, last name, in the eye?
Yes.
And, I think he went half blind in that eye for good.
I think so. I think it ended his career.
I think he came back. He was never the same player, though, and he was quickly out of the league. I think he sued the league, too. I've never understood that. Why they need to huck these giant fucking heavy bean bags into the middle of a pile. Why? Can't you just throw it at the feet of people?
I know.
Like, what is the point of
flag closest to where the
drop it down? I mean, what does it matter at all?
Well, their point is they want to get it close to within 5 yards of the infraction.
Okay.
It's why you'll
Why?
see him when a guy catches a punt. You'll see the guy drop the black bag, so they know which hash mark and stuff like that.
I
There's
know, but
subtle things. But seeing guys, it's like everyone in the stadium saw the hold. We don't need 4 guys whipping a fucking yellow hard bean bag into the crowd, into this pile. You see guys get beaned all the time. You know, not in the eyeball like Brown did, but shit.
The Brown thing happened like in the 90s, right?
99, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. He wanted to kill Triplett. Oh, I didn't blame him. So Triplett comes out after the game and he hugs like his crew in the locker room. He was the part of the referee crew for the Titans Chiefs game. And then he's like, "Yep, I'm out. I'm retiring. Peace, I'm out." And leaves and the thing is the crew had been getting hammered for a horribly called playoff game. They blew some really bad
So
calls.
Triplett just up and out.
And so,
I'm out. See ya.
You know, the
Leaves
NFL.
the other 5 dudes standing there.
Oh man, come on! You were the head dude. What's up here? There were some calls though where it was like, dude, come on, really? Like Marcus Mariota at one point gets hit. He got fucking licked, and as he's going down, he drops the ball. I mean, it's a fumble. Period. Kansas City picks it up and whistles blown dead prematurely. And it's like forward progress was stopped. It's like, yeah, forward progress was stopped when he got murdered on the hit. What are you talking about? It was a fumble. And they reviewed it. No, we determined that forward progress was stopped. No fumble. Okay. They had that one, and then they had a couple other bots, but they were smaller. You know, they called a penalty on a number that wasn't on the field. You know, one of those.
Yeah.
Which, you know, whatever. That happens from time to time. But, yeah, and then he tried to explain Mariota why the touchdown to himself was okay. He was like, well, he started in the shotgun, see? And once he was in the shotgun, it made him throw a pass to himself like that. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Once the ball's he's tipped, in a shotgun.
Once the ball's tipped, any player on the
yeah.
field can catch it. Yeah, see, he was in the shotgun, and that made it legal. And
if he lined up under center, it wouldn't have made it legal? What?
Yeah, according to Jeff Triplett, for some reason. And so he's now leaving the game for that. So, I don't know.
Later triplicate.
We'll never know. I used to love pounding on the refs, and they're still fun to pound on. I still think they make themselves way too much part of the story that we see week in and week out. But boy, when the refs weren't there, remember that few years ago when it was when they were
the
on
replacements?
strike?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
some poorly called games, weren't there?
You thought you had bad. What are you, blind, ref? Like we all thought that.
Weren't there some guys from high school and stuff filling in?
I think it was more college, junior college.
It was definitely more college, but I think there were some from high school.
Yeah, maybe.
Like this guy, look at his background. He was doing Missouri high school games last year.
Yeah. And watching that, it was, if it wasn't so painful to watch, it would have been hilarious, but it was like.
There were a couple game-changing plays that just like cemented it. It was like, okay, got to get it done. Give the refs whatever they're asking for. You have got to get it done.
We are literally going to ruin our league in 3 weeks
Yeah.
with these assholes out here. Wasn't it? I want to say there was a call on a Packers game on a Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That people were like, "Oh no. Whatever, give them everything they want. Just get them back on the field."
Yeah, that's what I just referred to. I think
was it a Packers game?
Yeah, that's my recollection.
Yeah, I don't remember what the play was, but there was some play that happened, and everyone was like, "Are you shitting me?" So ever since then, I've kind of been like, all right, cut these guys a little slack. It turns out that the speed of the NFL game is really what gets people. You know, that's what the real shift difference is in those games. When you see a kid and it's like, oh, he's dominating in college, he's going to be a great pro. Well, yeah, until he gets to see linemen that are as fast as he is. And that was the problem I think they said overall with those refs too, is just the light. You don't realize just how fast and strong those guys are out there. You can't duplicate it in a college game.
Couldn't process it.
No, and so when they put them out there, it was just like, holy shit. Do you have video of that Packers game? Was it the Packers, E? No, you're not looking for it?
I am looking for it. That's not what I did. That's not what I said.
He is very ornery today.
He is. What's going on? Why is he stewing?
No, I'm not.
What are you stewing about?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
E?
I think he's still pissed about his comedy the other night and the
Yeah,
fact that
I'm
people are
definitely
emailing around about it and stuff.
Oh,
I don't see emails, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
care anyway.
I do.
Jay kind of gave you a little beating.
I don't give a shit.
He was kid gloves, but a beating nonetheless.
It's not a beating. It was just brutal honesty.
Yeah. Which is
said
what
the
he
honest-
needs.
Okay. I said what was the honesty? The honesty that I didn't say that I said about myself? I mean, what was
He's
the brutal
not
honesty?
upset about it at all.
Well, what was the brutal
He's
honesty?
not upset. It's the fact.
Clearly.
What was the brutal honesty?
It wasn't that good. E.
Yeah, that's what I said. So what was the difference?
I don't know why you're so upset right now.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Why are you
stewing?
That's the thing. I'm not upset.
You're not even looking at us. You're looking at your Bing machine.
No, because I'm trying to find this freaking play.
I'm inclined to go, hey, Jay, why don't you look up replacement refs?
No,
Packers?
I'm letting it happen. I'm letting the process happen.
Because
Trust the process, Mike.
That might end up crushing this young man.
No, it won't.
If it's like, boom, 5 seconds.
Why
Yeah, it's
would
right
it?
here.
Why would I care?
Here's the one we were talking about. Here's the top 10 blowed calls from the replacement
refs blow call Packers Monday night.
Why would that? It wouldn't do anything to me.
Jay could pull up within 30 seconds.
I don't
Here's
care.
the 20 calls they blew the most with video. Enjoy.
Okay, who cares? Why would I care?
Who cares? I don't know. Listeners who want to fucking be done with this subject and move on to something else?
Yeah.
Well, that's on you guys.
I'd rather take us to break. Oh, wait, did we find it?
The game's final play is a Wilson lock to the end zone, which is fought for by Tate with Jennings.
Yeah, simultaneous catch. Look at
one guy's calling a touchdown, one's calling back out of the back of the end zone. These guys don't know where they are.
one guy. They're calling him guys just like you did. Like,
The officials trying to see who had the ball.
and this was like the cherry on top of 10 other calls, as you said.
Yes, yeah. This was after a debacle of a weekend of calls. And I don't remember.
Is that Golden who catches that?
Yeah, that's got to be Golden right there. Yeah, I don't remember what that was the play, but anyway, maybe we can look that up in the break and see exactly what it was. But why don't we take a quick break and come back? Are you intrigued at all, Jay, by the Versace murder?
Yeah, Andrew Cunanan.
Yeah.
What is it? The 20th anniversary or something?
Well,
I know there's a special about it.
99, I guess, or 97, 97 maybe. So maybe it is. Yeah, yeah. They're the same guys that did the O.J. Simpson. What was that? American True Crime or something stories where they do these like 10-part epic whatevers. That's coming up soon. I didn't know if you were into that. I'm kind of into that.
I am in that. I wasn't that into it at the time, so I don't know a lot about the facts. So I'd like to see about it.
Yeah.
I'd like to dig into that.
Very good. So we'll discuss some of that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back to the Detroitcast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. You nailed it, Jay. You were right. He is in a stew.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He didn't want to talk about it.
No.
Didn't want to go there.
Nope. I went upstairs just as a friend. You know, I mean, we're off the air.
Such a liar. Here comes a big fake news right here.
Fake news.
No,
it's not news.
Such fake news come out of your mouth so often when it comes to stuff like this.
Jesus, I heard it from down here. I heard the
Okay.
response.
Did you hear
Doesn't
did you hear the back and forth?
You tried to, get to the bottom of it,
Why?
Mike.
What a pile of lies.
You know what? I simply want...
I can picture it. You're probably up there with your arm around him like, come on, man.
Let's get in the saddle, man. Have some fun. Look, I know it can be a tough room at times, and sometimes, we go too far with each other and bum each other out. I know that happens, but I always want it to be known that I care about you guys. I love you guys. Jay, what are you doing this weekend? How's Gab doing? How's Tanny girl? You know what I mean?
Peanut brittle.
Little Nut Brown. I want to know. I care. And so I do the same for E on a lesser level, but still, it's there. And so when we're walking upstairs, we're off mic, off camera.
Give me a little butt tap, kind of.
I just said, E, what's going on, man? And he's like, nothing.
This is a lie. Here's some fake news right here. You didn't ask me what's going on.
I heard it, E.
I said
down here.
I said, E, you got any comedy you're doing this week? And he went, yep, but I'm not talking about it anymore. And he just ghosted me. I was like, all right, I was just asking.
You weren't. You're
small
such a
talk.
liar.
It was
You're
better
such
than
a
how's the
liar.
weather? No, it wasn't. It was basically how's the weather? Hey man, what are you doing? You got some
Why would
comedy
you ask
going this
that?
week?
Why would you ask that?
Because you're not doing dancing anymore. I couldn't go, hey, you got dance practice this
I almost
week?
asked him that today. I was wondering whether you were going to follow up at all with the dance.
I would like to. I don't know that I have the money to pay for those lessons at this point, but I would like to. I think about it, and I do think about it. And
Consider this, E.
I miss it.
Gab has tossed around the idea of ballroom dancing, but she's like, you don't want to do it. You don't need to do it with me. But would E do it? I'm like, probably.
I do miss that. I miss going there a few days a week.
Ballroom dancing with the king's wife?
You're not allowed to touch her, E. But
I hear you. I understand. But
Keep
I
that hand
do.
up above the waist, you know what I mean, at all times. She'd have to wear some sort of shield around her waist so you can't.
Well, you know what? Then I'll do it by myself. I don't have to do it with his wife. I already had an instructor. I could go back there.
No, she pitched possibly doing it with you, E. Would you be interested?
Maybe.
I'd be more excited if she should look into the pole dancing that people have gotten into, because her and E doing pole dancing would be dope,
I'm not
dude.
doing pole dancing.
Nor
I'm
is
certainly
Gab.
not.
You talked about
good
the
for the
comedy
core.
thing. Here's one email that I referenced. Ryan writes in, hey, guys, and E, I too went to see E in the wild and shared some of what Jay had to say. However, there were a few things that he and Mike were missing. Listening to Joe Rogan talk about stand-up, he talked about many jokes that he'd taken years to craft.
Sure.
Said Joe Rogan. I believe that. And that sometimes you have the premise, but the punchlines aren't quite there. It just takes time to get things fully dialed in for some jokes.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're thinking about a joke as a final piece of art, you add to the artwork. You add a stroke here and a stroke there. The problem with E is he shows up with a blank white canvas with a black dot in the middle.
Wrong and fake news, but whatever.
No, it's true, E. And we're
that's
just
not
simply
true.
suggesting show up
Not
with a
true.
canvas, at least with an outline of some happy little trees or something.
Fine. Sure.
Something that you can go with. Something that you're working through.
I am.
Adding strokes to so that you can go, okay, that was productive. You know what? I had the thing formulated this way. I'm going to rework it. But it was just so blank, man.
Not true. But
Well, I can relate to this because I know there are times when there'll be a story that we're going to do, and you don't want to just try to take the obvious angle, and so there's times when I'll think
Like
about
you did
something
on
and
Twitter last night?
Yeah,
I'm just,
son of a bitch.
Mike.
I reread that. I stand by that tweet.
It's a fine tweet. My point is, it just went on the pile of 50,000 other ones just like
I
it.
shit on it. Whatever. You didn't tweet anything. I did. So, but anyway, there are times when I'm thinking of something and I want to go, and this usually happens with sensitive topics where it's like, okay, if you're going to go down that line, you are automatically going to be deemed a misogynist or racist based on your initial statement. How do you prove that you're not while still making this point? And I can work in like, there are times when I'm like, no, it's not there yet. It's not. The angle I want to take isn't there, and I don't want to go with it because of that. I heard Rogan talking about that when he's talking about.
Yeah, I've heard people say that, and that makes sense.
And it's like you know there's something there, but you don't. And the only way is to throw it out there, and you do. And I heard Joe specifically talking about how I knew this was better, and it wasn't hitting. It wasn't working with this audience, and I finally shelved it. I tried to do it a dozen times in clubs, and it just wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
And I shelved it, and 2 years later. something clicked and it was like, oh, what was that thing I used to do? And then it made sense and now it's a home run.
But the point with E is not that it takes time to do this. We recognize it can take time to develop the perfect joke. But how can he be most productive showing up to these things? Because oftentimes he's driving all over the state.
He doesn't want your help. That's the problem.
I know.
He's
and
not
that's simply
in
what
it.
we're saying is let's help you just craft something that you're comfortable with. We're not going to write it for you, E, but let's just help you craft it so that you go in there and you get the maximum punch out of that performance that night.
That is so insane because the reality is that
the idea of being productive with this is insane.
The thing that you could sit here and help me craft something and it would just be at night it would work. Dude, there are jokes.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Did I go there?
I don't even care.
Nope.
I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
I know, but well, Jay and I are talking about it. You
then
can shut your mic off. I think because I understand where E's coming from. Like there's an art there that those guys don't want your help. They don't want not you specifically, but anyone's help.
Understood.
This is my thing. Those guys are really fucking good at writing that shit. They're really good, and they have a way they hear it playing out, and they don't need your brain coming into that. And I get that. You need to express it your way. No one is talking about writing jokes for E. E has punchlines set. He's got set up punchlines.
Great stories.
They're great stories. Jay has.
I just want to be a sounding board.
Yeah.
You know, let's hear what you got, and then let's see if we can just move things around a little bit, emphasize certain things.
Yeah.
Add some words.
You know, hold on, E. You took a knee on this. Remember?
Yeah, you're done. You don't want to talk about it.
There's a couple times when you
wrong.
have seen him.
No, I can't even defend myself. And there's
you
bullshit.
can when we're done laying it out there, E. When we're done laying it out there, I'll welcome you back into the conversation. Jay at the time you had suggested that 6 months, 8 months, a year ago, you had seen E a couple times and you were like, God damn it, I feel like we could help him a little bit. Like these jokes are there, but they're too long in spots. He's not hitting this enough. If we sat down with him, we could probably help him get to the point faster and make these really better.
We're not
writing jokes for him.
We're not trying to take away his thing.
Yeah.
Just trying to
it's his thing, but
make it productive for him.
And my first thought was, okay, Jay's going to come in like a pro and want to do an outline thing, and I can see why that would be intimidating. But I don't think that's what you're saying. No. And E is just like, not having it. Nope, fuck you, won't do it. And it's like,
asshole.
All right.
What an asshole.
All right. Welcome back, E.
Response-y?
Floor, yours,
so,
go.
For one, the last thing I want in more of my day is dealing with Jay. That's the last thing I want.
Number 2.
More of my day.
Go.
The other thing is, you know what? I do 4 things in my life. I don't really have hobbies. I don't go fishing. I don't play. I do this show.
You should. It's therapeutic. A lot
I
of
do
people
this
love
show.
fishing.
I watch TV. I hang out with my friends, and I do comedy.
Can we add a number 5? Wipe your butt?
No.
That's
for 2018?
No.
Yeah.
I do 4 things in my life. TV, this show, hang with my friends, and comedy.
What about disappoint your family?
Comedy is my...
You do that, too?
Is my hobby.
That's across the board.
So you know what? I don't really... Again, the idea that I care about anybody's expectations, I have only my expectations on what I get out of this. And, you know, I do what I do. This is something that I enjoy doing. It's on my own. It gets me out of the house. I meet other comics that I enjoy. I enjoy doing it.
Here's the problem, though, E. What you just said is false. You didn't enjoy doing it the other night. You were in the hall. I thought you left, dude.
There's nights like that.
I thought you walked out.
That's
and
okay.
if it's not making you happy, is there a way that we can help make it happen?
That's going to happen no matter what.
I know you're not going to be like supremely successful every time you go out there. I get that. It's a process. But if there's a way that we can help you make it more productive.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I think honestly, E, I think that
not offering again.
I'll be serious with you,
E.
I think that attitude is shit.
Okay.
I think it's a shit attitude.
I disagree.
And because, dude, seriously, if people can offer you help, people take it. If people offer us help with this show, we take it when we need it.
What if this is what I do? This is my hobby.
Here's the thing, though.
This is my hobby I do in a week.
Okay.
I don't want to talk. So you know what? This is what I enjoy enough that I keep doing it. If I didn't, I would stop doing it.
Yeah, but if you're using fucking masking tape to tape something together for your art project, and Jay's going, dude, here, use this glue.
But it's not an art project.
You just said it's your art project.
No, I didn't. I said it's a social. I said it's something I do that gets me out of the house. I meet people. Most of the time I enjoy it.
E, you tend to do this when you get pissed at us because you think we're coming from an angle to play you, and I understand why you would think that, but we're not. Honestly, we've thought about helping you with some of this stuff, and this turns into a hill to die on, and you'll plant your fucking heels. Absolutely not. Fuck you, guy. And it's like, all right, dude, whatever. No one was trying to ruin your shit. If you can make it better, why wouldn't you want to take it up a notch?
Who cares about that? I've made it.
I would hope you would.
I've made it very clear what I think about it. So what is it? That's what it is.
Are you afraid to have somebody analyze your shit?
No.
Because it seems to me that you're not afraid to get up there and bomb But what you don't like about bombing then is like, oh, fuck, I mean, nobody laughed. And so essentially it's somebody analyzing your shit, right?
That doesn't
just
make...
bombed. So why don't we analyze it up front, see if we can improve it a little bit, and lessen the chance of bombing?
Because I like doing it myself.
Okay.
I like doing it myself.
You know what? You need to listen to more comics. Like, I love listening to interviews with comics when they go, hey, when you started, how and it's like, oh, yeah, it fucking sucked. How did you get better? It's like, they'll say inevitably, I just did it over and over. Like, every night I would go there and I'd bomb, I'd fall on my face, it would suck. And then, there was a guy.
Breakthrough moment.
There was a breakthrough moment. I sat down and another comic, and you'll know him, last one I heard was someone was talking about Dane Cook, of all people. He's like, Dane Cook came over and sat down on my table. I was like, dude, this is where you're falling short. And he said, we went and had a couple drinks, and this fucking guy who was on top of the game at the time sat down with me and broke down what I was missing, where I was going wrong, and it was the most influential, helpful thing. It changed how I saw comedy. It changed how I delivered on stage. And it's like, those moments, I'm not saying Jay or I could be that for you, but you can't just turn your back completely and go, fuck you, I don't want, it's my art.
Yeah, you're 6 years into this, dude. You happy with where you are?
Maybe I am.
Are you?
That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Okay.
For you to decide, or for anyone to decide. And for Mike to say that I haven't reached a point, success is all...
It's very relative. I get it. But what's the goal in this?
I don't know yet.
Is your goal to continually just do open mics and fail on most? I mean...
I don't care. I don't know. I don't care.
All right.
I'm just going to keep doing it, and then
we won't bring it up again. Fair enough.
You probably will, but...
No, I won't. I won't.
Hey, y'all. Check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on the website, DetroitCast.com. This page includes businesses that are owned by you, the listeners. So take a look. It'd be great to support supporters of the show, other listeners of the show. And this week's featured listings are DRKM Strategies. They specialize in helping independent small businesses grow by using proven internet marketing methods. They entice new customers to find you online. These are great people over there. Contact Craig today. Also, Harvard Risk Management Corporation. You're all shopping online. You're all using credit cards everywhere. That shit's going to get stolen. Your identity is going to get stolen. Mm-hmm. Well, Harvard Risk Management Corporation and listener Lisa specializes in affordable identity theft protection and preventative legal services for individuals, families, and small businesses. So contact them as well.
Did you see, remember you've heard of the clothing line H&M?
Yeah, sure.
Are they the ones that have continually been in the press for dumb shit? Is that, there's like...
I don't think so.
It seems like the Gap, remember they had their diversity thing and they had the white girl had her elbow on the black girl's head.
Yeah,
and it
was like, oh, you can't do that.
Demeaning to a black person, holding her down or whatever. People were all up in arms and they're trying to look like the Benetton commercial. They got the
Ginger
whole rainbow of everything. Well, maybe it is H&M, maybe it's not, but they're in some shit today and apologizing. I don't know if you've seen the story, but they've got a new sweatshirt that's being modeled by a young black model. He's probably a 7-year-old boy. Look at that poops, cute little guy.
He's a cute little
Very cute little guy. He's wearing a green sweatshirt that says "Coolest gorilla in the jungle."
I thought it said monkey, but
coolest monkey in the jungle, and people are just
pretty stupid move by H&M. I mean. Is it racism on its face? No.
Yeah.
But where people are going to go. How can that? How does that pass muster?
I know. I was thinking about this because part of me was going, well, fuck you. You're a racist. If every time you see the word monkey, you just automatically assume that if a black guy is associated with a monkey, that's what the go is. You're a racist for thinking that. But at the same time, it's like, no.
This is a 20-mile-an-hour pitch at your head. Get out of the way.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, okay, you guys did this on purpose, knowing, like, there's no way you can have a team.
It almost is that stupid, right? It begs the question, is this on purpose?
How does it get past, like, the initial drawing up of the whatever article of clothing through the photography stages?
Got to be a vetting at some sort, right?
Picking the model stages. Like, how does it get through all those people?
And it's not one of these deals where it's just photoshopped on. That kid's wearing that sweatshirt. You can tell by the wrinkles in the sweatshirt and all that. That's what that sweatshirt says on that particular kid.
Yeah. Do they have any wiggle room here? Is there any, like...
Yeah, I suppose the response is, fuck you. It's not referring to this kid as an actual monkey. This is not a racist issue. It's just, little kid's a monkey in the jungle, We're playing off that whole thing.
Because I saw people going, you could literally use any other race to model that shirt. It's like, okay, well, they used a black kid. You want him to lose his gig because you found this offensive. Like, if it was
Think of the kid losing his gig. I
kid's
hadn't
gonna
thought of
lose
that
his
angle.
job. You know, I mean, like, what if it said like, coolest apple in the orchard, or coolest banana in the bunch? Well, that probably wouldn't be good either. But coolest monkey in the jungle. I think it's on purpose. I do. I think it's on purpose.
It could be.
And
it's that dumb.
People are saying now, I just saw it trending in the news, that it's not good enough. The apology by H&M, brain fart, what are you going to do?
Sorry about that. We need to bankrupt this company.
Like, I don't know what they want done. That's why I was wondering, H&M, if they have a track record of being like that edgy, street shit.
I don't think of them as that. I don't know a lot about H&M. It definitely rings a bell as just a brand that's out there, but I certainly don't own anything H&M. I think I've seen that bag around the house, the logo here and there, you know, but I don't know.
Not anymore. You can't buy it anymore. Honestly, it worked. I kind of really want a coolest monkey in the jungle sweatshirt, personally, for me.
Yeah, you could wear it. You're a white guy.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't wear that coolest monkey in the jungle?
Definitely would.
Yeah.
I wear anything listeners send me.
Yeah, I want a coolest monkey.
Actually, I
in
like
the
this
jungle.
Carhartt a lot.
Yeah,
I really do.
It
I was telling
it
you
really
on
is
the
a
break.
good look. It's like it was cut specifically for your frame.
It just
really
feels good.
does. Yeah, it does. It looks like it feels good.
Hey, our friends at dealsinthed.com make buying or leasing your next new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV truly fun and exciting. When you choose Zot, you get the best prices, the largest inventories, foosball, fresh popcorn, and some of the hottest salespeople you've ever seen, not to mention a world-class buying experience coupled with the finest ownership experience possible. So take advantage of all of this at any of the 4 Deals in the D dealerships.
Mentioned before break, Johnny Versace.
Yeah.
In the upcoming FX American True Crime. I guess they're doing this as a series. The first one was OJ. And this one's on the murder of Johnny Versace, which took place in, I want to say, 97. And it's the assassination of Johnny Versace became a book that came out in 99, written by a woman named Maureen Orth. And that's what they're basing this docu-whatever series on.
Before we go further, what happened to his sister, that Donatella or whatever? Like,
yeah, she looks like a Muppet.
She's so gross. How did she get that gross?
Yeah, I don't know.
And how don't more
was she
people
ever
point
not
out
gross though?
I don't know, man.
I don't think Donna Versace is hot and then
she
went ugly.
appears at all these things and everybody's doing the double kiss and everybody's acting like she's one of the beautiful people and like, no, man, look at her.
Yeah, well, she just took over the Versace name when Johnny died.
Yeah, I reckon.
I don't know. She always was kind of older. Like, I don't remember her as like a 20-year-old. I don't know.
No, I don't either.
So, and there's no way someone with that much money is going to let nature take its course.
Yeah.
They're going to fix everything, and so you
look
get
at that dude.
You get whatever that is.
Is it Donatella? Is that
Donatella Versace? Yeah. And so you end up with this weird hair color.
You're right about the Muppetry.
Yeah, there's something there. You could picture a guy with a hand up her spine, just like doing the mouth. Anyway, they've come out now to say this is a work of fiction. We had no part in this. Ugh.
Look at this chick.
Yeah.
My God.
How do you look in the mirror and go,
I don't.
Yep, I'm there.
Yeah, keep inflating the lips. Keep inflating the lips. Do that.
Yeah, that's working. At some point, that woman was looking in the mirror and went, do I have enough black eyeliner and mascara?
Now it is perfect.
Now I am ready for the world to see Donatella Versace. And made the decision, now it is safe to go outside and show the world.
Oh my God, is she a boxer?
Yeah.
What happened to that nose, man?
She looks like a 50s boxer.
Jesus, go back to 70s or something. See if this chick ever looked decent. What? Man.
And see if she ever fought Joe Louis. Because you've got a point, dude. That is
a boxer's face.
Dude, only boxers have that nose. Only boxers. So anyway, the family doesn't matter, but they're coming out and saying, "Hey, look, Johnny never approved of his story. Well, he was dead. I don't know how he could, but the family has the rights, and they took no part in this. So yeah, it's basically a work of fiction. And I'm like, okay, that may be, but boy, a lot of those details were very, very well known. That was a massive story, and our youngest listeners won't know this story at all.
Yeah, remind me of the basics.
Well, there was a kid, Andrew Cunanan, and I believe he was living in Southern California. Grew up there as kind of a rich kid, homo, super out homo, even when he was young, and had friends, but he was really, really, really into material shit. That's
really astounding.
That was his jam. He wanted the best car and shoes, and that's all that mattered to him. And so he can't get that stuff once he's out of his parents' house. I think his parents had money, but he was going nowhere in life. And so he starts renting his ass out to any homo that'll take a stab at it. And so he's...
Hear that, E?
Yeah, I heard it.
It was like, this is the one thing I've got that can make me money. And it was just like, go ahead, put it in. He ends up getting AIDS, and he's going to take that out on the world.
Yeah.
And he goes on this, like, because I think he had older, rich boyfriends. And then
He's got AIDS.
He had someone in California that he was living with that gave him a Mercedes, and he's living in this mansion. And then this guy, for whatever reason, just got, like, done with him, He's kind of packing on the pounds. He was cheating on him. And it was just like, all right, we're breaking up. And so all of a sudden, in an instant, he loses all his prestige, all his material shit. He's basically homeless. And and he's just a hole for horny dudes. And so he's going to take that out on the world and goes on like he goes like
cross-country killing spree,
murder
right?
spree. I think he goes north to Seattle at one point. I could be off on some of these, but like, oh, this is a guy I used to date. Goes in there and like murders him, steals his car, takes off.
There's always gun, right?
Yeah,
blowing right in the face. Bam.
But you don't like this isn't
Bam.
This isn't the 1880s. You just don't go on murder sprees in the country and get away with it. And especially if you're not like that's your gig. I'm a professional killer. Like
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
And so he ends up like, okay, I killed this guy. Now I got to steal his car, and then he'd go and he hijacked this guy's car. And he went through, I don't know, 8 cities and murdered like all these people.
And if I remember, they had fingered this guy. Appropriate enough.
A lot of people had, though. I don't know where you're going
with
this.
But the authorities had fingered him, had identified this dude. And it was like, this guy's going across the country killing people.
Yeah.
Look out for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shows up at the doorstep of none other than Gianni Versace.
And
in where? In
Miami.
In Florida. Okay.
Yeah. And I guess he was, like, early in the story, he was a huge Versace fan. It's one of those kind of like the guy that killed Lennon. Like huge super fan and was jealous of his success and, but he worshiped Versace from afar. And so he goes down to Miami. And I mean, this is a nationwide manhunt for this guy. And they were calling him the chameleon because it was like nobody could remember his, it was like, I don't know what he looked like. It was like he'd change or something and no one knew. And he's living in this like rent by the hour motel. And I think they figured out where he was from a credit card or something they used to buy a pizza, something dumb like that. But anyway, Versace's doing one of those Saturday morning things, goes out to get the paper.
I'm going to get my paper.
I'm going to get the paper at the edge of steps, golden steps, and goes down, and this guy's like, Versace, and boom, shoots him in the back, kills him, and then ends up on a houseboat, and before they finally ended up calling him, they killed him, right?
I think so.
Did he kill himself? I think he killed himself, put a gun in his mouth. But, it was a crazy story. You don't see people...
Several weeks long. It was just a drawn-out, long story. What is this guy going to do next?
Where is he? Oh, there's been sightings in Dallas, and then all of a sudden someone get murdered in Jersey, and you're like,
he's got AIDS.
Yeah. Just a nutty story. And
looks like that's from '93. It looks like. Is what it says.
I mean,
still,
20 years ago, it's better.
Who's that fucking lawyer that's on the billboards? Those Kumanji or Jumana. Yeah. She kind of looks a little Jumana. Do we have anything in a bikini from the 30s or something?
30s.
Oh, look at though before and after. The after it's always this this cat eye thing that's going on. With these chicks and the pumping of the lips. It's just, ugh.
Dude. I'm like, this is my life's goal. I think now is to find out what it is in women that makes them think like I went from looking like a normal human being who's just going through the aging process to now I'm going to do this to my face.
Yeah.
And it's going to somehow look better. Because I don't think there's a guy on the planet that thinks that. Is there?
A deep psychological thing, I think.
Yeah.
Where you keep going and you're like, oh, this is better, this is better, this is better. And they never have that moment where they just stop and look back.
What a horrible existence, man. To be a woman
That's
in
the
this
culture
world.
we live in, Mike.
I know, but
as you continue to comment on how hot Catherine
Wow.
Zeta-Jones
Time's
is.
up, Mike.
Dude. Time's up.
You know what? You know what? If her tits weren't hanging out, I wouldn't say it. I noticed that her tits were hanging out, and I went, I'd like to see more of those tits.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
did.
a funny place we're in where they're complaining about that, but then, roaring at the power that they have to do that.
Right.
It's
I think they're too immediately discounting the fact that men are wired to go, oh my God, look at her tits.
Yeah.
Like even the best of men.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
a guy who would never ever
act on it,
assault anybody, but still, they're wow, look at those tits.
Well, I don't really get
notice.
why
taken.
Getting
It's
half
chemicals.
naked is rave culture, for example. Like when I go to these raves, these EDM. I mean, the girls are literally, if they're not completely naked, they just they just paint their tits or they put pasties, but they literally will just, thong, no tits, walking around. I don't understand what it has to do with raving exactly. I like
freeing, man.
I like looking at it
because they know people like being sought after. People like being talked about or looked at, stared at. Women do. I mean, that's the game. Hunter hunted.
But then I'm supposed to not
Jay
look
talks
at
about
these
is
girls?
hardwired. No, I know. It's a dumb thought. It's ironic as shit because it's like, yeah, we're hardwired to do that, and you're hardwired to be chased, and so here we are. But then,
is it valid to say, yeah, they shouldn't be touched against their will? Of course it is. You know?
Of course.
But then you're in this thing like as if we're going to cure men of this disease.
Right.
Of looking
well,
at
here's the thing.
women
Like when it comes, that's my
lusting over women.
Well, when I'm at this thing where there's lots of good-looking young girls walking around half naked, if not as naked as you can get, and then as if I'm like, oh my god, what a monster! You're staring. Yeah, I'm gonna look at these girls.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I think it's a sad state that women feel the need. Like, I'm 50 now. In order to stay relevant and beautiful, I need to do this. And it's like I look at them every time and I go, no, you just made yourself look way worse. And you were a beautiful 50-year-old woman.
It's
There's
not even
nothing
50-year-olds.
wrong
It's
with that.
30-year-olds doing
I know,
that shit.
but okay. But you know what I'm
totally know
saying.
what you mean.
It's like fuck. It's sad that woman felt the need to do that. That this is the only way I can be sought after. And it's like, oh, it's so not. It's so not. Pumping your lips full of whatever that shit is, or your eyes and paralyzing your face. It's just
can't
not,
have a wrinkle, man. You can't have a wrinkle.
You can. You should. It's natural. It looks better. Shit.
Oh, you like MILFs, do you, Mike?
Do 50, 60, whatever.
Granny.
70. Should we get to email, Jay? Do we have any email?
We do have some email. Before I get to that, though, Mike, Hamlin Pubs is inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, drinks, and atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family, or out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations.
I will say this: I'm not sure if I'm going or not, but I came across it. Gross, I guess, on my radar. The Hamlin Pub is having a 90s night where they're going to have like DJ playing all 90s music.
Jesus.
And I did today on
All
Facebook. I put like
small things.
I did, but I showed interest. I said I was interested in that event.
Yeah, good
and,
for you, Ian.
and I would only have done it because of this Hamlin Pub.
Hey, before
hold on, before you get started there, Jay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I've got some other stories I kind of want to talk about. Do you guys have time to hop into some member area?
Member-only content?
Member-only
Sure.
content.
Let's do that.
This Monica Lewinsky I wanted to talk about for a few days. She's one of the subjects today, and also Gretchen Carlson,
Sure.
new chairwoman for Miss America pageant.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, things are going to change.
Absolutely. And so
What, they
why don't
won't
we
be
do that?
judging hot women, or
We'll see. You'll find out in the
Oh,
members
damn.
area today after the show.
Before we get to email, special thanks to people who just donate to the show. You mentioned the members area
Yeah.
a moment ago, and that obviously there's some price points that allow you to get different membership things, but some people will just give us money, and we really appreciate that.
I don't have time for your bullshit in the other members content area. I'll just give you money.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Spare me.
cool, too. There's a donate tab right there on the website, just below the fold, actually, at DetroitCast.com.
And none of that goes to E, for the record. We just want to be very,
Bet
very
your
clear
ass it
about that.
doesn't.
None of that ever goes to E.
Also,
Concerned about it.
Isis has been encouraging me, and I haven't done so in a while, so I'm going to mention email at DetroitCast.com if you want to email into the show. We do try to read every single one and at least read them. Now, whether it'll get on the show, there's no guarantee, but
Yeah.
we will read what comes through. Now,
And Jay's kind of Hitler at the door of the email, so come strong.
well, I appreciate
Bring your A game.
I appreciate well thought and well written emails, and I'm going to get to one by
Jay
Derek in a
stance
moment.
at the door is good day. I said good day, sir. Out.
Here's a tweet, though, that Nick tweeted in about, and this is kind of funny. Jay just had the best chance interaction out and about in Birmingham. I'm so sorry, Nick.
Ugh,
This
yeah,
guy
it's
asked
tough.
me how I'm doing, and I say, good, you? And he responds, well to quite well.
Oh, boy.
I couldn't help it. I asked if that was a Detroit Cast reference. Sure enough, he said, yes, we had a moment.
Wow.
says Nick.
I don't you love when they connect out in the wild?
That is pretty funny.
Great.
Mike writes in concerning toilet grievance. Podcast heroes, salute. I have gone over this with many ladies, including my wife and coworkers, without satisfaction.
Ugh.
Ladies, you want the toilet seat up. So, of course, it's always been the argument that the women, oh, put the toilet seat down, put it down, put it down.
Yeah. That's a great. I think I've been over. He's going with this.
Mike is saying you want it up. It should even have it should be spring loaded to stay up. Guaranteed. If any dudes use that toilet, it gets peed on. Your worst enemy is the guy that's too shy for the urinal men's room problem, obviously, or any guy under 12 years old. If the seat is spring-loaded up by default, you are responsible for looking behind yourself as you sit. That's a small price to pay, however.
Agreed.
Guys have proven that they're just lazy and would not put the seat down and pee all over it. Age-old problem solved. Good day.
I always thought that was like, are they really falling in the seat? Don't you look down before you sit down?
I think it's like this courtesy that women have demanded. It's like, you talk about not a hill to die on. Fuck, you know?
Yeah, it's a dumb fight. It really is.
It is dumb.
Well, if you think about it, women sit 100% of the time. That thing's a spray.
Thumb over a garden hose is what it is.
It's going everywhere. So you need to sit down to keep just some semblance of control.
Try to hit the bowl.
Exactly. Men, 9 times out of 10, we go to the bathroom. We're just taking a whiz.
Yep.
And
quick whiz.
Guys don't care since they're not usually sitting on it. Guys will be monsters. They don't give a shit. They'll if it's down, I'll whiz all over half of it. Then it dries, and then someone else whizzes on it. Some guy half-ass wipes it down with tissue, and it's just got all that stuff sitting there. He's right. You're better off having that thing up.
Yeah,
and then
spring
just put
loaded.
It down.
Spring loaded.
Just
I like
pop it down.
Didn't Mike admit in the members area one time that he will pee sitting down sometimes?
It's not true. It's not what
Don't you remember that?
Did, yeah.
Yes, because you were on the couch
Hell
over there.
yes.
You came like
I had to get up and join the argument.
You guys are painting a picture that is way fake news. This is not out of context. This is not how the story went. Once again, fake news. No, that's not how it went. I can't remember what it was. If I sat down because I was exhausted, which could be, or I thought I had to shit, but then I didn't. That's another one that I've fallen into. Or I simply want to get some tweets out.
I thought there was some saving of time argument or something. Like, oh, yeah, seat's already down, so I'm just going to pull my pants down and sit.
No. It's not what happened.
You'll have to listen in the members area if you want to know.
Shut up, E.
DetroitCast.com, members area. Check it out. Hey, we're plumb out of time, Mike. I'm going to have to save Derek's email for tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's shoot over to the members area, and you can pick us up over there. If not, thank you for everybody that hung with us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.